Hello, folks, and welcome inside Platt Arena as today the Huntington University Foresters take on the Grace Lancers of Grace College. Hello, folks. I am Victor McCarty alongside my partner tonight, Logan Hunt. Logan, first off, how you doing? And secondly, how do you think tonight's matchup will go?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. It's a great Friday night to watch some volleyball here. The game itself, it will be a good one. Grace is definitely one of the powerhouses in the Crossroads League. They're 5-0. They're right up there on top. 14-3 on the season. It's going to be a tough one for the Foresters. Foresters are 1-4 on the year, but we've seen a lot of heart out of them. It's at home. I think the Foresters will give them a run for their money.
It'll definitely be a tough one, but we do have home court advantage. Once again, this is FDN Sports on the Forester Digital Network. We'll take a break here for the national anthem as well as starting lineups and be back here on FDN Sports. stroke, just hit it to him.
Katie DePew will enter the game now for Brittany Rose. As DePew serves that one over. Cruz just has to flip that one over. Smith hits that one out of bounds. And we are all tied up at 6 now. The Foresters mounting a comeback. Harrigan gets that one to drop right on the line. The great hit there by the Lancers. As now Sarah Miller will enter the game for Sierra Smith. Sarah Miller back to serve now for Grace College. Hubby setting up Mallers on the outside. Miller somehow keeps that one into play. Hubby sets up Gurwell beautifully. Gurwell, just like you said, no such thing as too much power, slamming that one home.
Exactly. It was a great job by the Lancers keeping their eye on the ball, keeping it in play, but Foresters using that power.
Heather Mead just couldn't quite get that one over. As she will exit the game now, and Kate Cobb will work her way back into the lineup. Kerrigan back to serve. DePew gets under that one. But to no avail, Tori Bontrager was right there to tip it right over. Bontrager is 6'2" and is the tallest woman on this court.
Wow. It was a nice job by number 4 of the Lancers, just hitting that sweet spot. DePew got in there, but it was too much for the Lancers' front line.
Hubby setting up Medic. Medic just hits that one out of bounds. As now the Lancers find themselves with a 3-point advantage.
Biggest lead of the game so far.
Scramble for the ball there by the Foresters. Good job diving to the floor, but just couldn't quite get on.
It was a good effort by the Foresters, but once again, I noticed number 4 of the Lancers, she's hitting that sweet spot. It seems to be her favorite spot of the night. Got to keep an eye on that.
Medic goes for the tap over, not quite there. And Cruz hits that one just out of bounds. And now we will have a timeout called by the Foresters as they cede the lead. Go to 5 now for Grace College.
Foresters having to be careful now. All right, Lancers, biggest lead of the game so far. They have a 6-point lead, 5-point lead, sorry. I'm not a math major, I'm a broadcasting major. But that's why the Foresters took the timeout to calm themselves back down. They showed great composure at the beginning of the game. Now let's recollect that composure and get their heads back into the game.
Exactly. That's exactly what the Foresters need to do. They came out here with a lot of intensity. Their chemistry we've seen has been fantastic. Even screaming for the loose ball, they were still calling each other off for it. And I think the Foresters just got a little rattled there. Grace College has a lot of size on the front. We see multiple girls. They have five girls who are 6 foot or taller, and Huntington does not have anyone. So the battle down low could lean towards Grace College right now, but I think the Foresters can dig back into it, and like you said, just keep up the intensity.
Exactly.
Now we're getting back to action here. Like I said, number 4, that will be Caitlin Kerrigan, looking to find the sweet spot again for Grace College. Nice little play there by Danielle Gurwell. Getting a little luck there off the net.
Hey, sometimes the net is your enemy, but on this occasion, it was nice that the net helped out the Foresters.
Now we're having a substitution as Gurwell will exit. Kizo will come in for her. Hubby will exit, and for her will be Josie Beaver. And Kizo back now to serve for the Foresters, the lefty. Nice slam there by Cruz, but Clemens right there with the dig. Tori Bontrager with a sweet kill there for the Lancers.
Just off the hands of the Foresters.
Bontrager will go back now to serve. Sweet tip over there by Josie Beaver. Like you say, finds the sweet spot.
Hey, who says Beavers can't be ninjas? That was a little bit of a ninja trick play right there.
Brittany Rowe is in the game for the Foresters. She replaced Katie Depew. Nice block there by the team of Beav and Rose. And Weiss, second time prevails for them as they get that one down and in for a Forester point. Cruz back to serve now for the Foresters. Cruz gets her hand on that one, and that point will go to the Lancers.
Looking back on that last play, even though Beaver is a freshman, she is the team's leading blocker, and she'll have to continue that effort tonight.
Woosley, for the Lancers. Thought she had her hands on it, but didn't quite get that one over the net. That point going to Foresters.
Unfortunate rebound off Lancers' hands.
Cobb back to serve now. Woosley gets her hit rejected.
What I just say, Beaver, she's going to be the leading blocker for the rest of this night for the Foresters. She has to be.
Cobb serve again. Nice battle at the net there. Cobb with a nice dig in under that. Beaver gets her hand on it. Somehow Beaver gets that one over. Cobb gets underneath that one again. The Foresters keeping it alive. Nice tip over there by Woosley.
A little bit of crowding by the Foresters next to the net, but I am loving this effort shown here by the Foresters tonight. A lot of the problems we saw last week are indeed fixed tonight.
Cruz back to serve for the Lancers. 5'8" senior out of Ohio. Oh! Cruz getting one to the face there. What a slam that was by no other than Caitlin Kerrigan.
Both teams showing their power and strength tonight. Cruz taking one there.
Good communication here by the Foresters. Kayla Cruz coming from the back line to get herself a nice slam there for the Lancers. And she wanted to be a part of the action. She was tired of sitting in the back there.
Lancers sideline, they're getting fired up over there.
They say, come ride the train. Rose just gets that one over, and Mueller smacking that one down for the Foresters.
The strength of Mallers and Rose being shown by the Foresters.
Hubby and Gerwell now come in for Piezo and Beaver. Beaver gets a nice round of applause as she will go.
And of course a little help from the net as well.
Hubby just sneaks that one over. And that Kerrigan slam will go out of bounds. And just like that, the Foresters have climbed within 3 points. Cruz going to the ground, couldn't quite keep that one in. As I will have Hannah Clemens, senior, back to serve for the Lancers. Lancers just keeping that one alive. Oh, we setting up Rose on the side. And that one is blocked.
I was just thinking in my head, Logan, that the key player for the Lancers tonight is going to be indeed Sierra Smith. And what she just showed right there, she showed off her height at 6'2", blocking the ball from the Foresters.
Like we said, Grace has the advantage when it comes to height. As Bontrager reaches over and tries to take the ball right out of Hubby's hands. Can't do that one. At that point, we'll go to the Foresters.
Another strategic timeout by the Foresters tonight. They're going to have to use their timeouts wisely here. The last timeout they took, they were 5 points behind. Now they're 6. Last time they took the timeout, it was a good play indeed, because when they came back within 2, actually they came back and tied the game. So hopefully they'll be able to come out of this timeout, get their composure back, and prevent the Lancers from getting 5 more points.
You got to think that has to be the goal coming out of the timeout for the Foresters. They've used some good strategic timeouts. You don't want to see the Lancers in this one on a run, or in this set on a run. If you're the Foresters, you have to get something going to end the set. Even if you do end up losing the set, you have to get some momentum leading into the second set. The longer games definitely benefit Grace College, as they've gone to 4 5-setters and they've won all 4. And the sets they've gone to 4 sets in, they're 5-3. The Foresters haven't even gone past 4 sets. So you got to think Foresters really need to claw back and tie this one up coming out of the timeout.
The one thing every sport has in common is that when the momentum shifts, or momentum just continues with one team, you know, that's the end of the game right there. So you really have to play the momentum, not just play the game.
Clemens back to serve for Grace College out of this timeout. As Mallory's slam doesn't quite hit over the net. At that point, we'll go to Grace College. Clemens serve again. She likes to get a nice running serve. Hubby with a nice tip over. A little bit of trickery there.
Lancers showing some miscommunication on their end of the court.
A few enter the game for Rose for the Foresters. She serving this one off very quickly. There goes Smith hitting that one in, and it just hits the line. Now it'll be Sarah Miller serving for Grace College. What a block there by Bontrager. And she's 6'2", and she showed every bit of it.
Hey, and again, what I say earlier, the net can either be your friend or, in this case, be your foe.
Somehow Cruz gets that one over for the Lancers. They're going to try to reset as Mallory slams that one out. And they'll give that point to Grace College. Now we're looking at set point. Grace leads this one 24-15 in the first set. As Gerwell slams that right into the chest of Clemens. And she could not handle that one. Forster still looking alive in this first set. Mallory's with the serve. And Ellie Harp had enough of that first set. She decided to end it herself, slamming that one in for the Lancers.
Exactly. As you said, Logan, Foresters showed great composure, great confidence in this first set, but Lancers just not having any of it, saying, no, 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 this is our set, we're taking it. As the teams exchange sides here in Platt Arena, we'll take a break. I'm Victor McCarty, next to my partner tonight, Logan Hunt, right here on the Forester Digital Network, FDN Sports.
Welcome back to Platte Arena as Grace College Lancers took the first set 25-15 over the Huntington Foresters. And we're getting ready to start this second half of play. As you will see, Tori Bontrager will get ready to serve it off to the Foresters.
Referees taking their time tonight, Logan.
Got to make sure it's right, though. And we're getting ready to start the second half of play right now. The few going to the ground on that one. Nice save there by Sarah Miller for the Lancers. As Beaver sneaks that one in just like she did to start the first set last time.
This, hopefully, it'll be a different ending. That ball landing right on the line for the Foresters.
Cruz back to serve now for the Foresters. And that one goes right into the net. Now we'll have Sierra Smith come in for Sarah Miller for the Lancers. Ellie Hart back to serve. Lefty gets that one over. Grace Woolsey going for the kill, but hit down a little too soon and put that one in the net. Now we'll have Audrey Mallers coming to the game for Katie Pugh in the Foresters. Mudich back to serve. Nice stuff at the net there. And Woolsey returns the favor to Beaver as she blocks that one, gets it down. Kayla Cruz serving now. She hits that one right in the sweet spot. Somehow the Foresters hang on to get that one over. Woolsey spikes tipped there by Beaver, and like I said, Beaver's going to be the main blocker for the Foresters. Just couldn't quite keep that one in play.
Seeing that rebound off the net, I kind of wish there was walls surrounding the player so you could play off the wall. You know, kind of like, what was that game, racquetball or something like that? Yeah.
Exactly, just like racquetball. Woolsey with a big block as Rose cocked all the way back, used all of her might, but Woolsey was a brick wall at the net. Cruz with the serve. Beaver gets that one in no man's land. And
Beaver's
Grace
trying to be sneaky, but as you just said, place it over in no man's land on the rebound.
Hubby in for Beaver. She gets that one over cleanly. Cobb getting underneath Kerrigan's kill as Rose gets that one in. And we're all tied up at 4 as the Foresters coming out with the same strength that they did in the first set. Like you said earlier, Victor, hopefully it's a different outcome.
Yep. Power being shown between both teams tonight. A little play of back and forth.
Woolsey hits that one right into the net. And now we've seen the Foresters rattle off 3 consecutive points. And also, like you said earlier, Victor, momentum's everything in any type of sport. Cobb will just get this one over and try to reset. Kerrigan slamming that one home. She could not be denied.
I was just about to add that the momentum had shifted in the Foresters' favor. So I didn't want to, jinx the team, the commentators' curse, but just thinking it, I guess, did it on its own.
We never have any luck, do we, Victor, with the commentators?
Absolutely.
Great slam there by Medic to get her Foresters back on top, 6-5. Now we have Kate Cobb in. Cruz blocks here, Smith at the net, but that one goes out of bounds. Point going to the Lancers. And now Miller will enter for Smith. Miller back to serve. As that one will go out of bounds. Point to the Foresters. Mallory's exit the game as Depew will enter. Bontrager gets that one in. As you had Gurwell and Cruz both there with the block, but it just came right down into the sweet spot for Huntington. Tied at 7 now. It's Kerrigan back to serve. Cruz begging for it on that opposite side, and she slams that one home.
What I say last week, Logan? I believe I said Cruz set that ball on cruise control, or I'm going to reestablish that phrase tonight. She's setting that ball straight down the middle on cruise control.
Annie Pizzo back to serve for the Huntington University Foresters. They hold 8-7 lead. Medic hits that one into the net. It comes right back at her. That point will go now to the Lancers, as Woolsey will enter the game for Clemens. She will go out for the Lancers. Bontrager back to serve. Gets a nice run to start. As there's touch of the net there, as Beaver and Cruz both came down. Cruz going to take the blame for that one.
You can't touch the net. You can't touch the net. Now, I will say real quick, what I love seeing tonight is not just out of the Foresters, but out of the Lancers as well. They're both showing a great, tremendous heart. A lot of heart tonight shown from both teams. I mean, we're tied 9-9. This game is going back and forth, back and forth. This is a great game tonight.
Harp setting up Cruz. And they're going to say that Forcers were a little too close there on the net. Giving the point to the Lancers.
I guess that's why they have two sets of eyes.
Harp with the serve. Beaver tries to sneak that one over, but to no prevail. Smith gets stuffed by Beaver at the net. Clemens resetting it now for the Lancers. Nice dig there by Depew. Smeetish just gets this one over. I'm going to say that it just went out of bounds. And that point will go to the Lancers.
I don't know about that one. I think the ball was right on the line there. But we don't have our cameras over there.
Harp hitting that one over. As Medic gets that one down and in. Just out of the reach of Kerrigan to stop the run. Forster pulled within two, within one now. Medic will be back to serve. That point going to the Lancers. Caleb Cruz, 5A senior from Ohio, back to serve. He is going to set up Mallers, and Mallers slams it home, just like they do in practice.
Audrey Mallers coming out locked and loaded, just playing it down on the other side of the court.
The usual substitution now is Gurwell and Helby come in for Piezo and Beaver. Helby back to serve now for the Foresters. Harp setting up Kerrigan. And that one blocked at the net, but going out of bounds. So the Lancers will get that point.
We almost got into the action ourselves with that ball coming our way.
I may have been scared of the ball.
I was a little bit. I put my hand up out of reflex.
Hovey gets that to Gertwell, and Gertwell puts it right in between all 6 Lancers.
Once again, miscommunication is shown by the Lancers. Usually they're on that.
Cobb to serve for the Foresters. And Gertwell, being a dominant presence up front, she gets another one tipped right and over to tie this ball game up at 13.
The freshman number 5 of the Foresters catching the Lancers asleep and sneaking it over.
Cobb serving that one right at Kerrigan. Kerrigan's coming right back at him. That one just touches in. Point going to the Lancers.
That ball might have been on the line by half an inch.
Miller now to serve for Grace College. As Mallers hits that one hard over the net. Cruz tries to come in that one, puts it into the net, but could not get it over.
Once again, Mallers showing her pinpoint accuracy tonight. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Foresters. A definite improvement over last week.
DePue gets that one over, and Harp tries taking care of business herself. She had some nice elevation, but just couldn't quite keep that one in, as Foresters take a 15-14 lead. Kerrigan going hard at Gertwell and Medich. They tip it, but that one will go out of bounds. Point going to the Lancers.
Just off their hands. Once again, tied 15-15.
Kerrigan back to serve. That one hits the net, rolls over. Cobb with a nice dig. Cruz getting it over. Harp setting up. Bontrager. Bontrager on the opposite side gets that one over as the Lancers regain the lead.
When the Lancers have a 6'2 player in, the Foresters have to focus on playing the long game instead of the short game, because the 6'2s, they'll have it all day, every day.
There was Heather Michich putting that one right at 6'2 Tori Bontrager, and she was not ready for that
As I was saying that, though, then on the opposite end, you know, if you're not ready for it, the ball's going to end up going the wrong way.
Pizzo back to serve now for the Foresters, and we're tied at 16. Harp setting up Cruz. That one's blocked into the stands by Beaver, and Grace College will regain the lead. Bontrager back to serve. Cobb trying her luck from way out. Medich begging for the ball. She slams that one home.
Nobody home on the delivery there in the left corner of the Lancers. And what happens when nobody's home when the mailman delivers the package? The package gets left.
Cruz hits that one right on the net, coming right back at her. That point going to the Foresters, and the Foresters are up 18-17. This is the most points they've seen in a set in a while.
The net seems to be very fickle tonight. It's playing both sides of the court.
Harp gets stuck right at the net by Beaver and Medich. And like you said, Beaver's there all day, every day, as now we have a timeout called by Grace College.
Now the Lancers taking their first timeout. Now they're trying to get that little bit of magic the Foresters got every time they took a timeout and collect their own composure.
Well, the Foresters have only won one set all season long, or excuse me, 4 sets all season long. 3 of them coming against Spring Arbor, 1 of them coming against St. Francis, and they're looking to take their first set against Grace College. Grace College, keep in mind, is tied at the top of the league in the Crossroads. I mean, this is a very good squad. They're 14-3 on the year, and the Foresters giving them all they can handle in this second set. If they hold a 2-point lead, only 6 points away from taking the set, Foresters have to like where they're sitting.
I'd be mistaken if I didn't say that a win tonight would be an upset.
Yeah, you would not be mistaken at all there. As the Forces look to gain some momentum, also, they're going to go into their tournament tomorrow.
It is going to be a long day starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Make sure you join us.
Yep.
Kelsey
Rise
Cruz
and shine.
back to serve for the Foresters. Harp going to Woolsey, and Woolsey just couldn't quite contain her power as she launches that one out. Point going to the Foresters. Cruz looking to put the same hit as she did on the first one. Harp setting up Cruz, and that one stays in bounds. Sierra Smith now will enter the game for Sarah Miller as Grace College looks to mount a comeback. They find themselves down 2 late in the second set. Cobb gets underneath that one. Medic gets blocked. A few saves it. Beaver just getting it over. Great effort there by the Foresters. As Woolsey launches that one out of bounds. And she's a sophomore, but starting to look almost like a freshman.
It was a great job by senior Heather Medic keeping that ball in the play so the Foresters get the point. Momentum, it's swinging here tonight.
Medic looking to keep it going. Serving off for the Foresters. Harp setting up Cruz. Cruz tries to sneak it over. It's not there. Rose slamming it in. Clemens with a nice dig. Smith will try her luck as that one hits the net. Easy dig by Cobb as Rose just gets that one over. Miscommunication there by the Foresters. Smith able just to tap that one right into the chest of Beaver and Rose as they couldn't quite handle that one.
Sierra Smith using her height advantage at 6'2" to just sneak that ball over and getting in the face of Beaver.
Kayla Cruz with the serve. Rose cocking all the way back. Nice save there by Kara Federman. Audrey Mallers wants a piece of the action there. As Smith hits the net and comes right back at her, hits her in the face. That point's going now to the Foresters. If the Foresters can smell it, the crowd's getting into this one as the Foresters lead 22-19.
The Lancers sideline might be saying all aboard the train, but the Forester fans tonight, they're in it.
Kerrigan hitting that one off the net, and it's going to take a friendly hop for the Lancers. That one falls in for them. So now we see Bontrager and Sierra Smith in for the Lancers. They both are 6'2". It's going to be hard to handle for the Foresters. I'll be getting over to Mallers. Mallers launches that one out of bounds. And maybe spoke a little too soon there, Victor. Here comes the train of the Lancers.
Exactly. Mallers' accuracy just a little too high on that play.
Clemens tips this one right over. Mallers launches that one into the chest of Ellie Harp, who cannot handle it. Point going to Huntington.
Audrey redeeming herself on that play. Forester's only 2 away from winning this set.
Cobb with the serve. Harp setting up Kerrigan. As Kerrigan hits that one out of bounds. Point going to the Foresters. 1 point away now. The Foresters can feel it. 24-21, looking to take this second set.
Do you feel that, Logan? Do you feel that? It is electrifying in Platt Arena tonight.
Kerrigan tries it again. Not there. Blocked by Mallers and Girlwell. Smith tries it like it's not there. Hubby setting it up for Mallers as Mallers can't quite get that one over. A little too far outside. So Lancers are within 2 now. Sierra Smith will exit the game. In for her will be Sarah Miller. Miller gonna serve now for the Lancers. This place still getting very rowdy. Cruz keeping that one in. Cobb just getting it over. Harp sent up Bontrager. She gets blocked right at the net by Girlwell. Kerrigan tries it. Hubby keeping it alive. Cruz wants to end it. Not quite there. She gets blocked by Bontrager. Kerrigan's going to try. She gets blocked at the net, but goes right back down on the Huntington side. Point going to the Lancers.
Forsters almost got lucky with Maller's touch of the ball just happening to land on the opposite side of the court, but Lancers coming right back to toss it the other way and get the point. Now they're only down by 1. Forsters 24, Lancers 23. Forsters decide to take a timeout.
It was definitely a good timeout there taken by Coach Settle and the Foresters. You could feel that Grace was starting to claw their way back into this set, and the Foresters were ready for it, but they just need to kind of compose themselves, get themselves back up to what they need to do, get that lineup adjusted, as they're going to be almost on the defensive here. If they can get a stop, get this ball right into play, you got to like going to Mallers. Mallers has been on point all game long. You can even go to Cruz on the left side. That seems to be her sweet spot. Forsters by no means are letting Grace get back into this easily, as they look composed and ready to go out of this timeout.
That's why teams have timeouts, to kill the momentum.
As we will have Sarah Miller back to serve. Hubby going to Mallers. Nice save there by Miller. Hubby going to Gurwell. Gurwell gets it up and over. Set point going to the Foresters.
Forester fans are on their feet here inside Platt Arena. As they say, fear the forest.
Foresters came back with a vengeance. Would not be denied that set. As much as Grace tried to claw back into that set, they would not let it. And that's something that we haven't seen out of the Foresters too often. We'll see them get halfway through the set and kind of let off. Usually, we saw Grace in the first set get a nice run. But this time, the Foresters definitely took control of that set. And that has to be what Coach Settle was going to tell them to do next time coming into the third set.
Now that we're here in halftime, we'll take a break inside Platt Arena right here on the Forster Digital Network. We're FDN Sports. See you after the break.
Welcome back to Platte Arena as we get ready to start this third set of action. I'm Logan Hunt, and I'm here with my colleague and friend, Victor Riccardi. Victor, what do you think the keys of this third set are going to be for the Foresters?
Well, the momentum has shifted on both sides, with the Lancers getting the first set, Foresters getting the second, and the net kind of playing a key factor. You know, the net is unwavering tonight. It plays both sides of the court. But one thing I'll just have to say, this week, I believe the key factor is confidence. You know, the Lancers have the better record. They're 14-3, 5-0 in the Crossroads League, whereas the Foresters are 1-4. So the Foresters are going to have to show throughout this third set a great amount of confidence as they start here with the ball. Not great showing, first off, number 12 being hit in the face by the ball, but it'll be a great third set nonetheless here inside Platte Arena.
Annie Pizzo, however, getting ready to serve as we are off to start this third set. Bontrager going hard, Cobb denying her. There goes Cruz trying to slam it in. Kids are going to set up Beaver. Beaver can't quite sneak that one over. As we've seen Ellie Harp now try to take matters into her own hands twice and failed both times, hitting the net. However, she is a senior leader, and we've seen her do it all before in this game. And once again, the Huntington Foresters have taken the first point in all three sets. Chiozzo gets that one off. And they're going to say Beaver reached over and blocked it a little too soon, reached over the net, so that point will go to the Lancers.
Have to be careful with that reach over.
Bontrager back to serve. DeFew going to handle that one nicely. And Medic slamming that one hard. Somehow Annie Salzier gets under that. Medic can't quite handle that slam. That point will go to Grace.
That was a great job by the Lancers keeping their eye on the ball. That ball went about 20 feet in the air and not having their eyes not being blinded by the light. So great job keeping their eyes on the ball and getting the point by the Lancers.
I definitely thought that one was going to hit the light.
Yeah.
As Beaver can't quite just tip that one over. Good thought, though, as Coach Settle likes what she sees. As they're going to say, though, that Grace touched the net, so the point will go to the Foresters off of a call by the referee.
Dispute on the sidelines. At first, we thought the point was going towards the Lancers, and the Lancers did as well, but the referee says no, and the point goes towards the Foresters.
It was originally credited to Grace, and then they switched it like we saw earlier. As Woolsey powers that one home. As the block going out of bounds. Grace will take a 1-point lead here early in the third set. Hart back to serve now. They're going to say that one just nipped the line, much to the dissettlement of the Forester fans.
I'll have to keep my eye on the replay on that one. We have a delay here at the booth, so I'll keep my eye on that.
Rose going hard, not quite there, blocked by Woolsey. Smith going in hard. Cobb just can't quite get under that one. She's a little mad at herself, but that's the first one that I've seen her miss all night. Forcing to keep their head high. They're only down 3.
Looking at the replay on that one play, it was definitely close. We'd have to slow down our cameras in order to get the correct call on that.
Beaver with a nice tip over somehow. The Lancers keeping it alive. Nice block there by the Lancers. As they're calling a double hit now on the Foresters, and Coach Settle taking a quick early third set timeout as she sees these ladies down 6-2 as Grace has come out looking strong.
The Lancers have come out swinging here in the third set. Wise choice by head coach Amy Settle to call once again a timeout for the Foresters. But every time they've come out of timeout, they've shown a little bit more composure each time. Down 4 here in the third, they're going to have to come out and show what they showed in the second and get back in the game.
I agree with you full-heartedly on that one, Victor, as Coach Settle seems to be really keying in on some individual players in this timeout, telling them exactly what they need to do. Forces need to just, they got a little rattled, and a lot of the points we've seen have just been from great plays by Grace. Just we've seen the raw power out of Sierra Smith and Bontrager really dominating the net. Woolsey's getting in on some of the action too for the Lancers. Forsters got to be ready for anything and everything and got to keep their heads high. As we've seen so far, the Forsters really haven't had too many penalties on the night. We saw last week they really haven't looked too sloppy until just recently. We've seen just a few penalties go against them.
Thankfully, this game hasn't been plagued by penalties like it was last week, but the Lancers showing their strength, their height, and their overall experience tonight.
Medic gets that one over as Harp and Clemens couldn't quite handle that. Forster's coming right out of the timeout with the score. Mallers will come in the game now for Depew. Medic serves this one over. Nice save there by Pizzo. Smith going hard. And Medic can't quite handle that one. That one will go down for the Lancers. Cruz into set now for the Lancers. Pizzo going over hard to Mallers as Woolsey can't keep that one in. That point going now to the Foresters. Burwell and Hubby coming in now for Pizzo and Beaver. Hubby gets that one over cleanly. And somehow, Lancers push that one up and over.
That was one of those plays that you just roll with it. Yeah, because the ball came off the bounce, and the Lancers was just like, let's see where this goes, and ended up on the other side.
Hubby setting up Mallers beautifully as Mallers will not be denied at the net. That one goes down for her.
Audrey Mallers all smiles for the Foresters.
Sierra Smith can't quite get that one over the net. It's about the first time we've seen that happen to her tonight.
Yeah, first error shown by Sierra Smith of the Lancers.
Cobb gonna serve it away now for the Foresters. Hubby going cross court to the left side to Cruz. And Smith again hitting that one into the net to bring the Foresters within one.
Second error now by Sierra Smith. Don't know what's happened to her right now, but she's falling apart after being tremendous throughout the rest of this game.
Cobb serve barely scraping over. Kerrigan going hard. Cobb with a nice dig. Gurwell just getting that one over. Smith again. This time she gets denied. Nice block by Gurwell. As Mallers will try her luck, she gets denied by Bontrager. That one goes out of bounds, and just like that, the Foresters have tied this third set up at 8.
Once again, that timeout proving to be very pivotal for the Foresters.
Harping up Kerrigan. Kerrigan been tremendous all night. Cobb got underneath it, but couldn't quite control it. Sarah Miller now in for Smith. She will serve this one away for the Lancers. Medic down to that one. Mallers over to Gurwell. Gurwell somehow gets that one over. Kerrigan going strong again. Cobb read it that time beautifully. Hubby going to the left side to Cruz, and Cruz just mishandles it. And that point will go to the Lancers.
As they would say in football, that would be what they call a forward pass.
Miller serving now. I'll be going to the opposite side to Mallers. Kerrigan trying to tip it over. Gurwell was right there. Kerrigan just sneaks that one back over. That point now going to the Lancers. We've seen the Lancers now go on a 3-0 run.
The Foresters looking startled right now. They have to get their composure back.
As that one going out of bounds. Awful close, but the Foresters getting that one in their favor as DePue now will enter the game for Mallard.
Medic just moving her body out of the way, sort of opening the door as DePue sets the ball off.
Kerrigan going strong, blocked at the net by Gurwell. Medic, DePue just has to hit this one over. Harp trying to go over, and she gets that one right into the hands of DePue, who hits it out of bounds. So you've seen Harp still making herself a threat.
DePue just overextended on that play.
Salazar now to serve, the junior from California. Hubby going to Cruz on the left side, and Cruz just overhits that one. She gets angry with herself. Now the lead extends to 4 for the Lancers. Nice dig there by Miller. Cruz just has to get that one over. Hubby gonna set up now. Cruz on the left side. She slams it over. Clemens is the nice dig to get it back over for the Lancers. Medic gets that one slicing and dicing through the Lancers. At that point's going to the Foresters.
It was a great job shown by Ellie Harp of the Lancers, senior Ellie Harp of the Lancers. Great job showing her cat-like reflexes, but Foresters able to bounce back and get that very desperately needed point.
Pizzo now to serve. Salazar handles it cleanly. Bontrager going hard. Cruz right there with the stuff. Beaver stuffing Cruz now again at the net. As Medic slamming that one in. Nice dig by Salazar. Nice job by Bontrager putting that one away for Grace College. As now Grace leads 14-10. Bontrager back to serve. DePue handles that one nicely. Piezo going to Medic. Medic slams that one all the way across court to Coach Harshman. The Grace College Lancers, that one's going out of bounds.
Well, I said earlier in the game tonight that there's no such thing as too much power, but too much power being shown by Heather Medic.
Too much uncontrolled power.
Uncontrolled. There, I like that phrase better. Uncontrolled power.
Beaver gonna get that one into the sweet spot for the Foresters as they come storming back. Fear the Forest as they're getting themselves back in this game as Cruz serves off for the Foresters. Harp gonna hit that one out of bounds. Excuse me, Harp to Woolsey. Woolsey hits that one out of bounds.
That was some nice eyes by DePue on the court, noticing that the ball was just on the opposite side of the line.
Harp going to Cruz. Nice dig by DePue. Now they're calling a double hit on the Foresters, so the point will go to Grace College. Harp back to serve now. So leads the team in aces so far. Haven't seen one tonight. Rose tries getting that one hard down low, but Smith was right there to deny her at the net. 17-12 now. The Lancers starting to pull away. Harp hits that one out of bounds. Point going to the Foresters. We see Audrey and Mallers come back in the game for Katie DePue. Heather Medic back to serve for your Foresters. Harp with a hard hit to Woolsey, who can't handle that one. She stuffs it right into the net. Point going to the Foresters. Now they pull
Although
within
the
three.
Lancers are in the lead in this third, I would say one thing that characterizes the team right now is errors. They're being plagued by errors. Even though they're allowing themselves to get the shots as the Foresters get the point. They're just showing a lot of errors tonight in this third quarter, and they're gonna have to catch themselves on that.
Cobb with a nice dig again. We see Mallers trying to hit that one away. She gets denied. Medic goes for it all. Salazar keeps it into play. Clemens will just tap that one over. Hiezo setting it up for Beaver, and Beaver slams it home, but it hits the net. You cannot do that, and that point going to Grace. Now we see Kerrigan enter the game for Salazar.
We've seen the Foresters make a run before. I think they can do it again.
Cruz back to serve for Grace. Hiezo setting up Mallers. Mallers tries to find him in the open space. Hiezo going to Cobb. Cobb going for it all. She can't get that one down. And now the Lancers take a 4-point lead, 19-15. Cruz going right at Medic. He's ready to handle it. As Mallers hits that one over. Smith coming strong on the opposite side. Cobb gets the wrong way. And that point's going to the Lancers. They see their lead extend to 5. And Coach Settle's seen enough. She's going to call a timeout and bring her ladies into a huddle.
It seems like every time the Foresters are down by 5, the coach takes a timeout. And that's not a bad thing, because then after every time they've come out of the timeout, they've tied it. They seem to be losing a little bit of ground right now, as the Lancers have 20 points, and just 5 more points they win this third match. Not much to say except Foresters, they have to keep their heads up.
Well, we saw the Foresters in similar territory in the first set. They had 14 points, and Grace was sitting at 20, and they called a timeout, and then we saw that set in 25-15. So the Foresters looking for a different outcome from the first set, looking to continue that momentum from the second set. And we've seen how momentum can change so quickly at a timeout. I would not put it past the Foresters to get a few hard knocks, either by Mallers or Cruz. We've seen it happen before. They can definitely bring this one home. Coming out of the timeout, we're going to see Kayla Cruz, the senior leader for Grace, ready to serve it off. And we are back underway now. Hiezo setting up Mallers. And just like I said, Mallers slamming that one home.
It's the magic of the timeout.
Hubby and Gurwell will enter now for Beaver and Hiezo. Hubby back to serve now for the Foresters. Kerrigan going strong on that left side. Nice block there by Gurwell as Wallace will try her luck. That one's tipped out of bounds, and the Foresters mounting a charge of their own.
This time, the height of the Lancers coming at a disadvantage.
Don't know how often you'll say that in volleyball. Nice serve there by Hubby. Kerrigan going to hit it over. Hubby going on the ground to keep it alive. Rose just hits it over. Harp going to set up Smith on the opposite side, and she slams that one out of bounds. And another error by Sierra Smith. And we see the Foresters now within 2.
Just like that, momentum. Timeouts are a momentum killer. Momentum has definitely shifted.
Harp set up Woolsey on the other side. Rose with the nice stuff. Mallory's now going to try her luck. This ball going high in the air. Clemens setting it up for Smith. Smith can't hit that one over. Tried tapping it home. It's not there. The Foresters are within 1.
As I pointed out earlier, Sierra Smith, she's just falling apart here in the third. She was fantastic earlier in the first 2 sets as the Lancers take a timeout. Hopefully, this timeout will allow her to collect herself as well, but not too much for the Foresters.
Well, we've seen Sierra Smith be such a powerful force on that opposite side. And after a few errors of hitting the net and going out of bounds, she, I think, lost a little confidence in her shot and just tried to tap that one over and couldn't even quite get it over the net. Forsters definitely, like I said, came out of that timeout with just a great run. They came hyped, ready to go. They find themselves only down 6 points away from the set. And this third set is key. I mean, you go to take a 2-1 advantage in the volleyball game. It's hard to come back from. It's hard winning 2 straight sets, especially in a match like this where we haven't seen too many errors. We've seen a lot of chemistry, seen a lot of heart out there on the court. I think this set is key. Whoever wins this set, I'm predicting could go on to win.
Absolutely, Logan. And if I could compare tonight's game to any battle in history, I would absolutely definitely compare it to David versus Goliath. And right now, Goliath is wobbling a little bit. David has got Goliath on his as in this case, the Lancers' heels, and they're just waiting for the Forsters to knock him over. Somebody yell timber.
It's going down as Hovey serving this one off for the Forsters. Harp set up Kerrigan on that left side. As that one will be tipped off the hands of the Forsters. That point going down to the Lancers. Clemens back to serve for Grace College. She has a nice little running start. She barely gets it over. Cobb's going to keep this one in play. As now they're going to call Girlwell for reaching over the net. Easy point, like you said, a penalty. Like commentators cursed, I'm sorry, Forsters. As the Lancers take a 22-19 lead.
Yeah, we're just trying to do our job.
Clemens gets it over right to Medic. Hubby setting up Mallers on the left side. It's not there. Looked like Grace may have touched the net. Forsters wanted to call. And Cobb goes down. Looks like just rolling her ankle. She went to jump. Her ankle didn't follow. She's going to shake this one off, it looks like. Point going to the Lancers. However, a scary moment here for the Forsters. Cobb, big libero.
Cobb going to stay in and try to let that adrenaline kick in.
She's a fighter. She's been great all night. You know she'll power through. Girlwell slamming that one over. Not quite there. Harp going to Kerrigan again on that left side. This time she's blocked by Girlwell. As Medic hits that one into the net. And just out of the Grace's timeout, they've seen 4 straight points, and they're looking at a set point. They lead 24-19. Clemens with the serve coming for the Lancers. Rose hits that one hard into the hands of Von Schreiger. That one goes out of bounds. Point to the Forsters. They're still alive in this third set.
Senior Brittany Rose saying, hey, not just yet, Lancers. We're still in this game.
Cobb with the serve. Harp going to Kerrigan on that left side. Cobb dives for it. It's not there. And that set will go to the Lancers as they lead 2-1. They take that set 25-20.
Lancers now leading 2-1 here inside Platt Arena. We're here on the Forster Digital Network. We are FDN Sports. We'll take a break and be right back.
Welcome back to Platte Arena. I'm Logan Hunt, and I'm joined by my colleague Victor McCarty. We're getting ready for this fourth set of action. The crowd has said fourth set as Von Traeger serves that one over. We've seen the Foresters dig hard through 3 sets. They find themselves in a hole, down 2-1 after losing a tough third set, 25-20. Somehow, the Foresters, though, keeping that one alive. Piezo now going to Medic. It's blocked. Medic will try it again. Harp sent up Woolsey. Cobb's right there as Cruz going hard. And Sarah Miller cannot handle that one. She goes to the ground. What is that you say, Victor?
Momentum, or as I said before, power.
Kelsey Cruz getting it started. And once again, we see the Foresters taking the first point of the set. They've done it through all 4 sets. Cruz getting that one over. Harp going to Woolsey, and Woolsey with the double hit. And the Foresters coming out with 2 quick points. Looking strong. Salazar giving it to Harp. Harp going hard at Cruz. We've seen her do multiple times. The senior leader taking that one down to give the Lancers their first points of this set. Medic putting that one into the sweet spot where no one was at. Sierra Smith tried going to the ground, couldn't quite get it.
Looks like her errors from the third set have carried over to the fourth.
Heather Medic, the senior, gonna serve now for the Foresters. Harp going cross court to Cruz. Cobb right there at the dig. No Foresters could get there though, but great effort there by Cobb. We see her throw her body to the ground multiple times this game. She is one tough Forester.
Senior number 1 of the Lancers coming out of nowhere and just laying it down to the Foresters.
Piezo setting up Beaver nicely. Clemens keeps that one into play. Rose just tipping that one over for the Foresters. The Foresters find themselves with an early 4-2 lead. So now we see Gurwell and Hubby come in for Beaver and Piezo. The typical rotation lineup as Hubby will go back to serve. Harp going to Smith on that opposite side. And she does slam that one down and in. As Bontrager will enter the game now for Woolsey. Clemens back to serve. Rose tries tipping that one over. Force is going to reset. Rose going to try it again. That one goes off the fingertips of Kerrigan.
Brittany Rose showing her own senior strength to get that point for the Foresters. They're now up by 2.
Bontrager puts that one right where the Foresters aren't. She gets that one down and in for the Lancers. Smith will exit now as Miller will enter for the Lancers. Miller to serve. Hubby setting up Cruz on that left side. It's her sweet spot. And the Lancers can't handle that one. It's point going to the Foresters. Depew will enter the game now for Mallers. Harp sent it to Bontrager on the opposite side. It's not there. Hubby just with the flip over. Remember, she got that point in the first set. Couldn't quite get it that time. Lancers were ready. Hubby setting up Medic. Medic launching it at Kayla Cruz, and she can't handle that. As the Foresters get another point. They're up 7-4 now. Harp going to Bontrager again on that opposite side. Hubby sending it to Cruz on the left. Bontrager there. Nice dig by Depew to keep it alive. Medic couldn't quite keep that one in. The Lancers get that point. Salazar now will enter for Kerrigan. That's for Grace College. Salazar gonna get this one off. Harp trying again. Spike that one home. It's not there. Hubby going to the left side of Cruz. Bontrager barely getting that one over. Mr. Pugh sets up Medic. Medic getting that one down south there with a nice dig. And Cruz will hit that one home for the Lancers.
Lancers showing great ball movement on that play to get the point. They're now only down by 1.
Salazar will serve this one off. And that one goes out of bounds to Pugh, making some great decisions back there. As we see Beaver and Pisa in for Gurwell and Hubby. Piezo gonna serve now for the Foresters. Foresters having a 2-point lead here in the 4th set. Bontrager getting stuffed at the net by Beaver. Clemens keeps it alive. Piezo setting up Beaver, and she hammers that one home.
Beaver showing great freshman leadership this year.
Just imagine what she'll be as a senior.
Exactly.
Tons of potential for Coach Settle and this coaching staff. Cruz tries to hit that one home. Blocked at the net, but Medic couldn't quite keep a hand on it.
Beaver showing off her blocking abilities once again, but miscommunication on the right side and the ball just going out of play for the Foresters.
The Pew with a nice dig there. Bontrager keeping it alive. Cruz going hard on that left side. And Ellie Harp gets her hand on that one, keeps it in bounds for Grace. As now the Grace bench is going absolutely insane.
Grace Wisley might not be 6'2", but she is 6'1", showing plenty of that height on that play.
And Beaver just nipping the back line with a beautiful answer of herself.
What I've been impressed by the Foresters so far here in the 4th is that they've been able to get the lead and keep the lead.
Cruz back to serve now. Ball hitting off Salazar's arm awkwardly. Cruz getting stuffed at the net by Beaver, and the Foresters doing a little Ray Lewis halftime dance in the middle of the court. They're getting themselves hyped as they have a 3-point lead.
Foresters on fire.
Nice save there by Rose as Depew tried keeping it in play. Couldn't quite for the Foresters. As now we'll see Sierra Smith enter the bowl game again for Sarah Miller.
As you can see, the Foresters are still all smiles, and that's the thing they have to do. They have to keep their heads up, even on the errors.
Cobb getting under that one, keeping this one alive. Harp sends it to the opposite side. Sierra Smith, that one flying out of bounds. Awkward setup. Point going to the Foresters.
I don't know why, but I have this strong urge to call that play the slingshot. All right, the ball just slingshot off the net. Foresters hit it over, and we end up getting the point.
Harp going to Cruz on the left side, and she hits that one out of bounds just a bit too hard. She's telling herself, composure, composure, calm down.
Foresters now up by 4. And Lancers take a timeout of their own, trying to use that timeout magic to cut the Forester momentum.
Foresters forcing Grace to call another timeout. We saw in the 3rd set how Grace responded with the timeout of their own. They rattled off 4 straight points, which went up 24-15, and then the Huntington had to call timeout. They battled back, got to 20, and then Grace just put it away. So I am expecting Grace to come back strong out of this timeout. Would only be typical for this game. We've seen it so far, but we've also been wrong about a few things. Victor, getting the commentators' curse going on.
We have to be careful with that, but that has definitely been the theme of the game so far tonight, is that, hey, when a team takes a timeout, momentum swings. And so the Foresters are now going to have to come out of this timeout on their own and notice, hey, this trick has worked before for us. So let's not let the magic shift sides and keep our heads in the game, keep our heads up. Hey, we have the lead here in the fourth, and it's a great position that they're in.
About midway through this fourth set, the Foresters lead 13-9, and they're looking strong. And like you said earlier, Victor, they are all smiles on that sideline. Coach Settle looks just amazed with her team. We've seen outstanding performance so far by Josie Beaver, the freshman. We've seen a great performance by Kelsey Cruz, Heather Medich. All that front line for the Foresters have really done their job. You see Heather Medich back to serve now for the Foresters. Sneaking that one into play. Cobb getting a nice dig, as we said so many times tonight. Rose hits that one out of bounds for the Foresters. And here comes Kerrigan in for Salazar. Now we'll see Kayla Cruz for the Lancers serving this one off. Not to get confused with Kelsey Cruz and the Foresters. Beaver slamming that one hard, but Clemens right there with a nice dig. Yezo going to Mallers on that side. And they're going to say that Kerrigan hit the net. Point going to the Foresters. Hubby and Gerwell making their usual appearance, substituting in for Beaver and Pizzo.
Foresters so far have been able to keep the Lancers away from getting that timeout magic.
Ball hitting the net there by Woolsey as Smith gets blocked by Gerwell at the net. That one goes out of bounds. Point going to the Lancers. Now we see Bontrager coming in for Woolsey. Just this typical rotation we've seen from both sides as Clemens back to serve. Rose tries sneaking that one in. It's not there. Kerrigan gonna try to sneak one in also to herself. Miscommunication by the Foresters. One of the first times we've had to say that tonight about the Foresters. Had a fantastic game so far.
You could see out on the court, Gerwell wanted to go for the ball, but then she saw Rose going for the ball, and she backed off, but then Rose backed off, and just, again, miscommunication.
Clemens barely sneaking that one over. Good job there by the Foresters to keep it alive. Nice block there by Mallers.
Forester fans wanting a net call on the play. And they are showing their displeasure behind us.
Rose looked like that one nipped the side. The referee calling it out. Grace maybe got away with one there as Clemens will serve off now. Force still holding a 14-13 lead. Mallers putting out a lot of force on that one, but couldn't quite get it over the net as we are tied now at 14.
Foresters have to be careful now. They had the lead. Don't lose it.
Clemens now with the serve. Rose going hard off the hands of Kerrigan and Bontrager to give the Foresters the point to stop this run. So now Cobb will serve off. Harps it up Smith on the opposite side, and she hits that one almost under the net. And we said she's kind of cooled off since the first set, excuse me. Cobb able to sneak that one over as Bontrager hits that one out for the Lancers, and the Foresters mounting a run of their own. They lead by 3. Kerrigan trying to hit that one over. Cobb gets underneath it, but couldn't quite make it a playable ball. Point going to the Lancers as Miller comes in now for Sierra Smith, and Miller back to serve for Grace. Hubby going to the left side of Cruz. That's her spot. Clemens is ready for it, though. Harp going to Cruz. Medish was right there. Hubby going to the opposite side to Mallers. As Harp tries slamming it home, and she does. Cobb got a hand on it, but couldn't quite get a hold of it.
The Lancers bench boarding that train again.
Choo-choo, here comes Miller, hitting it right into the net.
Choo-choo looked like it got halted at the station.
Someone forgot their ticket. Depew gonna serve now for the Foresters. Nice and quick. Harp going now to that opposite side to Bontrager. And they call it out. Point going to the Foresters. They have a 19-16 lead and some familiar territory as they look to keep this going. Harp tries tipping it over. Battle at the net. Foresters gonna reset now. Medic slamming hard. Nice dig by Miller going to the ground. Cobb calls everyone off. Gets it to Hubby. As Harp gets that one over, Cruz couldn't quite keep that one in the sights of the other Foresters. So now we've seen Salazar entering the game for Kerrigan for Grace College. 19-17, we're getting to the end of this fourth set. And it's gonna be a good one. Hubby with a nice setup there to Girlwell. As Cruz just hits this one over. Live to fight another day. Harper with a beautiful slam home. The lefty keeps it going.
What I love about tonight is that both teams are showing a great amount of heart. Forget previous records. They're both showing great heart. I mean, they both could be undefeated, and this has been a great game as the Foresters take another timeout with a 1-point lead here in the fourth.
Well, you don't see that too often in about any sport where you see the leading team take a timeout. I mean, it was definitely needed. I agree with Coach Settle. Grace is getting on a run here. You don't want them to continue it with your ladies up 19-18. This could potentially be your last set as the Lancers lead this 2-1. This is a win or die scenario for the Foresters. Got to win this one to force a fifth set.
See, the Foresters are also going to have to take into consideration that they're in action all day tomorrow, so they don't want to wear themselves out too much tonight, which is why I think they took that time out there, even though they're in the lead.
A win over Grace, the top team in the Crossroads, would be just huge momentum leading into tomorrow in the tournament that they have. I think adrenaline would carry them through tomorrow no matter what, getting a win over the top team. This Grace squad, I think, come in here thinking they were going to win this one easily, but Huntington has not rolled over. They aren't giving anything, aren't giving an inch to the Lancers, and you gotta tip your hat to the Foresters.
You can't count out the power of the body and the power of the spirit, and the Foresters are showing a lot of spirit tonight.
Salazar gonna serve this one off now for the Lancers of Grace College. Hubby going to the left side of Cruz. That one going off the hands there of Bontrager. Point going to the Foresters as this crowd's starting to get back into it.
They're itching at the game, set, match with only 5 points away.
Gizo gonna serve now for the Foresters. Her and Bieber enter for Girlwell and Hubby. Harp going opposite side to Bontrager. She hits the net. And like we said, that timeout seems to do wonders for the Foresters. They get 2 straight points, up 21-18. And Grace will take a timeout of their own.
This has been a very back and forth game here tonight. It's almost been anything you can do, I can do better.
I can do anything better than you, though. I'm sorry, I had to finish that one off. As Grace just took a quick timeout. Not even to really talk strategy, just to maybe throw the Foresters off their games. They came out hyped and ready to go. 21-18 is your score. The Foresters on top. Must win this set to continue the match, as we could be looking at a possible 5th setter, and that would be the first one that the Foresters have seen all season. Grace, however, has seen 4 5-set matches. They've won all 4, so you got to think the advantage in the long run is for Grace.
And that's where the Foresters have to be careful, because since Grace is undefeated in the Crossroads Conference, with going to that extensive matches, that might be Grace's sweet spot, so to speak.
Say not only that, but Grace they have good quality wins over Marion, Spring Arbor, St. Francis. I mean, these aren't easy teams.
They are not.
Piezo set to serve for your Foresters as they lead by 3 late in this 4th set. Cruz going strong on that left side. Blocked right back into the face of Clemens by Beaver. Few getting to Pizzo. Pizzo setting up Beaver. Not quite there. Cruz tries her luck again on that left side. The Forsters going to the ground, hitting it out of bounds. That point will go to the Lancers. As we've seen out of the timeout, the Lancers getting the point.
That was great effort shown by the Foresters, but they have to be careful. They almost ran up to the stands. You don't want to hurt themselves with a big day coming tomorrow.
So we saw Cobb almost go down with an injury. She's toughening it out. You definitely don't want an injury. You're right. As that was a nice block there by Woolsey right at the net to bring her Lancers within one as it's 21-20, and the Foresters taking their final time out of this set. We've seen 3 timeouts in the past 3 minutes here as the Foresters are looking almost now just to hang on, and the timeouts seem to be so powerful. I saw the Foresters pull out 2 straight points, and we see the Lancers answer right back with 2 of their own to bring themselves back within 1. And this is just an exciting 4th set. Probably the most exciting set of volleyball we've seen all season out of the Foresters.
Yes, sir. And I'd say taking the timeouts, that's not a bad thing, all right? It's just that both teams want this very, very badly. And it's always nice when both teams show the determination to win the game.
I say Grace looks ready to pack up and call it a night and drive back home. Foresters are saying, we're not letting you out of the gym that easily. We're going, we want to go to 5. Now we see Bontrager serving off for the Lancers. Medic just hitting that one over cleanly. Harp going to Cruz on that left side. Cobb right there to stop it. Cruz will try her luck on the left side, and that one goes out of bounds. Point going to Grace as we're tied at 21.
Foresters in dangerous territory now. The Lancers fighting back and tying it up at 21.
Bontrager to serve again now for the Lancers. Good communication there by Grace. Harp is right there to slam it home again. She's taking on that senior leadership role great as she gets great elevation on that left-handed smack.
Foresters have to keep their heads up.
Here comes Bontrager with the serve. Beaver gets stuffed at the net by Woolsey. Cruz will try her luck now. Harp goes hard, slamming it, battle at the net. And somehow Harp keeps it in. Great job there by her. And Cruz with a block at the net on Medic. Forster's looking a little dejected now as Grace leads 23-21, 2 points away from taking this game set match. Bontrager hits that one out of bounds, went for the kill shot, it wasn't there. Your Foresters within 1 now. Cruz off to set for Huntington. Harp going to Cruz, she gets blocked. That one goes out of bounds, and we're looking at set point game point now for the Lancers. As we see Sierra Smith enter the game for Sarah Miller. Back to serve is Ellie Harp for the Lancers.
Foresters have to be very careful now. The Lancers have their sights set.
Salazar getting a nice dig right there. Cruz looking to put it home. It's not there. She gets blocked. She'll try it again. Cobb keeping it alive. Piezo going to Beaver. Nice long rally here as Clemens giving it to Salazar. He just flips it over. Piezo setting up Medic, tries to sneak it in, and it's not there. Clemens is right there. Cruz on that left side launches it out. She looks disgusted at herself, but the Lancers still hold a 1-point lead.
I got nervous for a second there because I thought the ball touched the Foresters. Thank goodness it didn't and landed out of bounds.
Medic with the serve. Got to get this point as you're down 1. Cruz going to try it again. She hits that one out of bounds. tied at 24, and your Foresters right back in this one.
Foresters hanging on for dear life, all tied up 24-24. Now you got to win by 2.
Harp going to Cruz. She'll try it again. This one hits hard off a Rose. Cobb keeping it alive. Giezo gets it over the net. Nice dig there by Medic. Just Cobb has to get it over, and she does. Lancers reset. Cruz going hard again. And the Foresters just letting her hit all day. 3 airs now by the senior Kayla Cruz for the Lancers, and your Foresters take a 1-point lead.
Forester fans are on their feet here inside Platt Arena. It is electrifying to be in here.
Heather Medic, the senior, serving now for your Foresters. Salazars has hit it over. Here's the chance now for the Foresters. Giezo setting up. Mallers, she gets stuffed at the net. Giezo going now to the left side of Rose. Rose gets it in! 4th set win by the Foresters.
Foresters win! We are going to 5, folks.
The first time these ladies can say they've gone to 5.
Foresters win 26-24 here inside Platt Arena. Oh, definitely electrifying. Forester fans are on their feet. We're going to 5. This is Forester Digital Network. We are FDN Sports. I'm Victor McCarty alongside my partner and friend Logan Hunt. We'll be right back.
high. This has been a great game. They're pushing the best team in the Crossroads League to the limit.
Win or lose tonight for the Foresters, I'd say you have to categorize this in the win column. They've gone to their first fifth set of the year, and tomorrow, I mean, they have a very big day ahead of them. So putting up a fight against the Lancers tonight like they are, who are undefeated, by the way, is a great effort and composure shown by the Foresters.
Coming out of this timeout, we've seen so many times how the Foresters have rattled off 3 or 4 consecutive points. They've gotten themselves on a run. They're looking to do the same. Grace going to try to capitalize on their 3-point lead and some momentum they had before the timeout. Who knows what exactly will happen as we're getting ready to get back to action in this exciting 5th set here at Platte Arena. Clemens going to serve off for the Lancers. Should get a nice running serve in. Rose going hard as it's blocked straight down by Bontrager and Smith, the 6'2 powerhouses.
That's why the Lancers put both of them in.
And now at 12 points, you're halfway through the set. Both teams switching sides, and since this is the 5th set. Nice little pause in the action for the Foresters to maybe regroup here. Clemens going to be back to serve now for Grace as they hold a 4-point lead. Hubby keeping this one alive. Rose going hard. Just gets it in by the trim of the ball.
Senior Brittany Rose keeping the Foresters alive. 5-8 here in the 5th.
Cobb serving this one off. Mallard's going hard on that opposite side. Nice save there by the Lancers as Smith barely gets that one in. Bodies diving. Just an unfortunate play there by the Foresters.
Looks like Sierra Smith has got back her gusto here in the 5th after losing it in both the 3rd and 4th.
Miller with the serve. Medic getting it to Hubby. Hubby going to Mallers. Nothing there. Harp tries slamming it. This time the Foresters are ready. Hubby going to Mallers again. Nice dig there by Miller. Cobb keeping it alive to Hubby. Mallers gonna call push there by Hubby as the Foresters take another timeout. Down 10-5 in this 5th set as the fans are trying to rally behind their fellow Foresters. If you're Coach Settle, what exactly do you tell your ladies in this huddle, Victor?
Well, I'd say don't play the short game. Don't play the long game. Play the medium game, all right? That has been the way the Foresters have controlled the ball in the sets that they have won. And you know the Lancers are going to put their 2 big girls up front to try to get that ball, preventing that ball from getting onto their side of the court. I'd also just say, hey, keep your heads up. We're still in this. We've come back from down from 5 and tied it up before. This isn't over yet. And that, as I said before, win or lose, I'd categorize tonight as a win for the Foresters.
Foresters looking to capitalize out of their timeout, down 5 as Miller back to serve now for the Lancers. Maller's going directly at the Lancers. That ball's hit out of bounds. Point going to the Foresters.
Great job by Audrey Mallers, keeping her composure and showing her strength on that hit.
Bontrager going to go strong on that opposite side. It's not there. Medic tries her luck on the opposite side. Gurwell right there to hit it down and in. Off the ricochet.
And number 11, Beaver of the Forces, have shown that she can block the ball. But number 5, freshman Gurrell, is showing that she can do it as well.
Grace College forced to call a timeout after 2 straight points by the Foresters. We've seen this momentum numerous times coming out of timeouts. And the Foresters definitely look focused and ready. And you know what, Victor? I think Coach Settle said exactly what you told him to.
Yep.
I do.
The theme tonight has been, hey, if the momentum's shifting, take a timeout. So that's what the Lancers decided to do. But I have noticed throughout here in the 5th set, the eyes of the Foresters. You can see that they're unwavering eyes. They have the determination to come back and win tonight and get this upset victory in the Crossroads Conference.
Anything can happen on a Friday night at home. We've seen it numerous times throughout all of college sports and even professional sports. There's something special about Friday nights being at home.
Oh, the energy I feel right now kind of reminisce of high school, you know? You get that football team out on the court, out on the field, excuse me. Yeah, get that football team out on the field, and you just feel the energy, and we're feeling the energy here tonight.
Here comes Katie Depew for your Foresters, serving off. Harp's going to the left side of Kerrigan. It gets blocked there by Gurwell. Harper going to try again to Kerrigan, and she slams it right into the net. Point going to your Foresters. Depew again with the serve. Harper now going to the opposite side to Bontrager. Depew and Cobb both going to the ground. It's not there. Point going to the Lancers.
What have we said from the beginning? There's 6'2" gals are going to be a factor here tonight.
Salazar now came in for Kerrigan, going with the serve. Hovey going to set up Gurwell, gets blocked right by Bontrager. Depew flying into the stands, putting forth a lot of effort. It's not quite there. It's Coach Settle trying to motivate her ladies. They're down 4. Salazar again serving in the same place. And it touches the outside corner. Head ref making the call. It's an ace for Salazar.
Depew thought that would be landing on the outside, but unfortunate, her eyes misled her.
Depew going to the ground, making sure to get that one. It's Cruz on that left side going strong. It's blocked by Bontrager. She's been everywhere tonight. This time Medic tries it. Salazar is right there. Harp keeping it alive. Hubby going to Cruz on that left side. Cruz tries tipping it over, not quite there. Point going to the Lancers. They now have a 14-8 lead. This crowd getting behind their Foresters, though. Cruz with a nice hit there by Harp. And that is game, set, match. It goes to 15 in the 5th set. And the Grace College Lancers take this one in 5 sets. And they will go 5-0 now in 5th set matches.
You hate to see a game like this end in the way that it did. Just miscommunication by the Foresters tonight. But that doesn't define who they are now. We saw a lot of gusto, a lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of courage, a lot of composure. Just we saw everything from the Foresters here tonight, leading the Grace Lancers to the 5th, the undefeated Grace Lancers in the Crossroads Conference. As I said earlier, I do not categorize tonight a loss at any means for the Foresters. They, although it might say it on paper, you can't define a team by what it says on paper. They have a huge day coming up tomorrow, and they're just going to have to keep their heads up when they wake up tomorrow.
I say the Foresters gave the Lancers all they could handle. It took them all the way to 5 sets, like you said, Victor. And the Lancers, I think, are just excited that they escaped just barely out of Platt Arena with a win. And the Foresters looking a bit down, but like you said, they're going to have to bounce back quick. They're going to have to take everything they've learned from this game into tomorrow, into the tournament, as they're going to be starting bright and early at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. I've been Victor McCarty alongside my partner and friend, Logan Hunt, tonight inside Platt Arena. Again, unfortunately, the Huntington University Foresters fall in the 5th set against the Grace College Lancers, 3-2. We'll catch you bright and early tomorrow here inside Platt Arena at 9 a.m. as the Foresters start their all-day tournament. Once again, this has been the Forester Digital Network, FDN Sports. We'll see you in the morning. Thank you.